Hi guys, my name's Ian. Where I fly locally, they call me the Ginger Ninja. Um, I've been flying FPV now for around about 4 months, so by no means am I an expert at all. But when I was starting out in this hobby and getting going, um, I watched a lot of videos on sort of YouTube, different guys, HPI guy, all those sort of guys. Sort of instructional videos, how to do stuff, how to set my quad up, and I found those videos kind of, invaluable. So I just wanted to make a quick video of my own, to put some information out there. Now, I fly with a set of Fat Shack Dominator goggles. So with the Dominator goggles, you don't get the option for having a diversity receiver. The receivers that you generally buy are sort of the Next Wave 32 channel receiver, and they're very good, but they're just a single aerial. So I was looking for an option for having a diversity receiver to plug into the Fat Shack Dominators. So obviously the main culprit that's out there at the minute that a lot of people are using is the LaForge system. Now the LaForge system has a price point of about, I think it's around about £110. Don't quote me. Um, so to be fair, I only want this receiver so I can go down to the local field, because generally I fly with a external receiver, the FR632, which I find absolutely amazing. It suits my needs perfectly. But I wanted just a bit better reception down at the sort of local field where I can just go without taking my tripod, without taking all the cables and everything with me, and just taking my goggles, a couple of batteries, and my quad, and just getting out there for a bit, but still having a diversity setup. So I came across this receiver on Banggood. Now I'm not going to be doing a sort of comparison video in comparison to the LaForge because I'm not interested. The LaForge has got a price point of about £100 odd. So you can expect that it's possibly going to be better, possibly not. I don't know. That's not what I'm interested in. What I am interested in though is this for £38.43 currently. Is this any better than using a single aerial on a Next Wave 32 channel? So basically, I've been and ordered this setup from Banggood. Now, they do two flavors of this. The receiver is the RX5808, and they do, like I said, they do two versions. They do a split version, so we have two modules: module with all the control on it and an SMA connector, and a second module for the other side of the Dominators, with a second aerial on it for the diversity. Now, obviously, they do this one as well, which is it just has the two ports on the one board. So it is still diversity, but for me, it would seem better to have this one where you have the option to put the aerials further apart and in more sort of detailed direction, if you like. Okay, so let's have a look at what I've actually ordered. So like I say, it's £38.43 currently. I mean, this goes up and down with the exchange rate possibly. I think when I purchased it, I paid about £35 for it, but I got it on pre-order. It looks the business really. It looks the real deal. Um, as you scroll through the pictures, all the components look pretty good. The on-screen display looks pretty good. It looks similar to the LaForge sort of setup. It just looks pretty good. So I thought, well, for £35, which I think I paid for it, you know what I mean. You can't really grumble with that. It seems pretty good price. Currently, there's one review on Banggood. Just scroll to that, and he's given 5 stars, thinking it's absolutely amazing. Every feature works. Blah blah blah. Absolutely amazing. I'll be able to fly at my football field with less choppiness. Or if I went behind bushes or trees, I would get a horrible chop. Not anymore. 5 stars. Build quality is amazing as well. Okay, so that's what's kind of prompted me to buy it. I'm going to go away now and get my other camera out and do a bit of an unboxing video and show you guys what it kind of looks like as I've just received it. So then guys, I'm back. This is the box that I received yesterday. This is the RX5808 Pro Diversity receiver for the Fat Shack Dominators. It's quite a decent looking box. I didn't expect it to be, but it is. I have opened it, but I just put it back in. I've not tried it as yet, so I don't know if it works, what it does, if it's going to go up in smoke, whatever. But bear in mind, it's a price point of sort of about £39 currently on Banggood. So we'll see how it looks. So in the box, get a nice little packed foam box, so it's quite good for the transit point of view. It's come in one piece. Still don't kind of know if it works or not, but let's find out. Now, what struck me as odd is that we get a little buzzer, a little 5-volt buzzer. I'm not quite sure what this is for. I've seen on the board where it goes, so it just must, alert you to low signal possibly. Don't know. As there's actually no instructions with this at all, I'm gonna have to sort of figure and find how it goes as we go through it. So anyway, put that to one side. This is the actual receiver itself. Box out of the way. So, I mean, it's not a bad build quality. The screen isn't quite straight, but these pins at the back here, they plug directly into the Dominator inputs, which I'll show you in a minute. Screen looks okay, pretty cool. Little scrolly wheel, fine. This is the diversity side. Well, the second module side, if you like. So the idea is we have an aerial on each one of these. Now, they do a second option, which I showed you briefly on the Banggood website earlier, and it kind of fits kind of like that. But I don't see the point of having both aerials in the same location. I know you could sort of point one this way and one this way perhaps, but it feels a lot better to me to have an aerial spread apart. So this side will go on one side of the goggles, this side will go on the other side of the goggles. That way you're getting more separation and more choice of where you place your antennas, in my point of view. So that's why I went for this unit rather than the other unit. Okay. So I just want to sort of put it inside the Fat Shack. I've got my goggles here. Okay, so these are my Fat Shack Dominators. I've only had these a couple of months, and I really like them. Absolute build quality is amazing on them. Great set of goggles. Now, this is the Next Wave RX that I'm going to be sort of testing it against. I just want to see if it's any better than using just normal 32 channel Next Wave. I mean, these aren't very expensive now. I think they're about £20, and this has actually served me okay. Now, obviously, I don't use when I'm going sort of like flying in my local spot where we go. It's like through a wooded area, lots of trees, lots of bushes, and this just can't really keep up with that. You'll get so far around and you'll lose video. So it'll be interesting to see how it performs around there. Not that I'm looking at using it for around there, because like I said, I have got a external receiver. So that's kind of what I'll be testing against. So let's see if this fits. So it looks a bit of a tighter fit than the Next Wave. Everything in the unit's slightly bigger. Okay. So that fits actually quite snugly. The problem is not problem, but the thing with the Next Wave is that I feel that when I put this in, it needs to cover over the top of it to sort of support it and stop it sort of flopping forward. It's not a really tight fit, but this feels quite snug. Whether it'll wear and whether it'll stay that way is a different matter. And I'm obviously just going to surface mount with a bit of Velcro or sticky tape this unit to this side, and then put a bit of insulation tape over the wire there just to cover that up. And that's that'll be fitting complete. Now I've actually seen videos and seen people with sort of the wires being put inside the fat sharks. I'm not a fan of doing that because I don't want to sort of drill a hole in the plastic if that's what you need to do, because I don't see any other way of getting these wires inside this compartment. But I'd be just quite happy with just surface mounting that. Okay. Let's just switch my goggles on and see if this works. Put it in the right hole. There we go. Okay. Oh, so we've got a green light on that side. Call sign. Okay, so it looks like it's working. The on-screen display there does look very, very similar to sort of like the Forge ones that I've seen. Now I know absolutely nothing about this. I've got a blue light on that side as well. So I don't actually know how to use it yet. So I'm just going to go away now and switch my quad on, put a couple of aerials on it and just do some tests around the house, figure out how it works, and then I'll come back to you and do another video of how it works. It's back after fitting the unit to my goggles. Managed to get it all in there quite nice. It fits, as I said earlier, fits snugly in this bay. I've put a bit of insulation tape to cover the wires over the front, and I've also got my diversity side, my B module, just surface mounted with a bit of sticky tape to this bay door. I fitted two aerials. The aerials that I'm using are the Foxy left-hand CP aerial and a left-hand Spironet aerial that has actually seen better days. It still works quite fine, so I'm going to use it for now just on my goggles. It all fits quite nicely as it's supposed to, the wire's long enough, all that sort of stuff, so quite happy with it. I've been through and set some of the settings up. I just want to go through. I'm having a little problem with the refresh rate on my camera compared to the refresh rate on this screen, so the screen seems to be scrolling a little bit, but I've changed the frequency and it doesn't seem to make a difference, so we're going to have to stick with it and hopefully you can see. I'm just going to power the unit on. Now it's important to say the quad's not on at the minute, so I'm not receiving any video whatsoever. Partway through the video I'll go and switch my quad on, you can see how it auto searches. Okay, so I'm just going to power the unit on. Okay, so I get the opening screen and then you get my name which I'm going to put on, and then what it's doing now is it's scrolling through sort of available frequencies. So it's decided that this, in the area around here, the frequency that's the strongest is 5695. I don't know if you can see that. Obviously I'm not transmitting anything. I'm actually transmitting currently on 5945. When I switch my quad on, that's the channel that it should actually skip to. But I just want to show you the menus. So this little scrolly wheel here scrolls up and down to pick through the menus, but it also presses in. So if I push it in, you'll see that I've got auto search, band scanner, manual mode, diversity, and setup. Let's go to setup. So we can order it by channel or by frequency. We can have the beeps on or off, which I think is a clue to what the beeper does. Your sign, which is your name, whatever you want to put on there. Calibrate RSSI, and save and exit. So if we go save and exit, takes me back into the main screen and it should do a bit of an auto search again. So it's again searching all the bands that are available. So again it's picked up 5695. So what I'll do, I'll go and switch my quad on just so you can see how it auto searches and if it finds the available channel that my quad's actually transmitting on. Now my quad, as I say, is transmitting on 5945 and is around about 15 meters away, probably in the garden, so it's not by any means right next to where I'm sat. So I don't know if it's a fair test or not. I'll have to test it obviously at the field when there's other people transmitting at the same time and see what it does then. But just a bit of a control test in the house. I'll go and switch my quad on. You can see what it does. Bear with me a minute. Okay. Okay, so I've just been and switched my quad on. I've just unplugged the units. So I'm going to plug the unit back in, and what I'm hoping is that when I plug this in, it'll automatically cycle through the channels and it'll find the correct channel that I'm transmitting on. So let's give it a go. Powering on, giving me my name, and it cycles through. And it's picked up on the fact that I'm on 5945, if you can see that, and it's showing me the signal strength and which aerial it's currently being received on. So currently the A aerial is the bar that's lit up. You can see the bar there, it's lit up, so it's currently receiving on that the strongest. If I cover A, you'll see it jumps down to B and A's bar goes down. And it seems to happen quite quickly and quite nicely. If I cover B up, you see that B falls down, A, B. Now you also notice there's a little green LED here as well. When I cover up and it switches to the other one, it jumps basically from one diversity to the other, and you've got corresponding LED on this side as well. So if I activate that, you should get the blue LED lit up, and if I go to this side, it should be the green LED. And it seems to work really slick. The picture is quite good quality that I'm receiving, which obviously is more down to my camera than anything, but it seems fine. So what I want to do is try it in a real world situation. So I'm going to go down the field a little bit later on and do some testing with it, and I'm going to compare it against the Next Wave. But first impressions are fairly good.